All right, so this is my project, and I'm briefly just going to walk through what it is first, and then I'll explain how I met these concepts. So, it is a vehicle. It's a spreadsheet to keep track of vehicle information. So it can keep track of like fuel efficiency. It can keep track of financing, cost to own, or just any vehicle information that's needed. So here are these vehicles, and these are actual vehicles that I owned. I've just changed some of the numbers, but so I called this one the RAV4, and so what we bought it for, taxes, fees, the odometers, and then once I sell it, do sold, the amount financed if applicable, APR. Then I calculated some things here like some total cost to own, how many miles were driven on it, miles per year, cost per year. And then here's a bunch of information on the vehicle. So year, make, model, drive, oil, whatever is relevant. So it's just to keep track of relevant car information so you don't have to go look it up every time. Like if I needed to replace the battery, I would put the battery information here, and so next time I wouldn't have to go look it up. And then on this page, I have all of the data. So every time I get gas, I log it here, and I also keep track of like maintenance and oil changes. And I put in like the costs. If it's gas, I include like dollars per gallon and the gallons I fill it up, so I can keep track of that. And I keep track of the total costs, the next due miles, and the like dollars per mile and miles per gallon and stuff like that. And this is also if it's over or under. So if this is a past due service, it'll highlight red, and just some more notes. So like here I have some notes on tires. And then I have a financing table, which I'll go into more as I explain concepts that I talked about. And then I also have some pivot tables. So the first concept I talked about were the names. So I made names out of this table right here. So I selected this table. If I pop into my name manager, I have all of them here. So I could say equals truck, and it fills it out, or I could say equals truck purchase price. Purchase price, and it'll tell me 1,500. So that is how. So I created names from this, and then if I jump over to the financing page, this is where I use them. So I said RAV4 finance, that's the amount, APR, the term, and then I also used it in this amortization table here. So that is how I use names. Oh, I also used this cell as I called it payment. So that is how I used names in my project. And then I used financial formulas mainly on this page to calculate the payment and just the whole amortization schedule. So I have 60 periods, so I made a table with 60 periods starting at 0. And I calculated the payment using the function, this function here. I just referenced it here. And then I found the interest by taking this ending balance and multiplying it by the interest rate. And then I subtracted that to find the principal. So every time you can see what's interest and what's principal, and then it calculates the new ending balance. And it just calculates all the way down to 0. So I used the payment functions to meet the financial formulas, and I also just have a thing here like this is the total finance, total interest paid, and the total paid overall. And then lastly, I used pivot tables. So if we jump back to the data, I have all this data here, and it's a lot of data. It's a little hard to read, so I made some pivot tables to make it a little bit easier. So I have total cost of ownership, total expenses, price, just to see. And I haven't sold the RAV yet, so these are 0 right now because it's still going, so I haven't sold it, and that's not able to be calculated yet. But I also can break down costs by fuel and maintenance. So on this, I spent this much on fuel, this much on maintenance, and then I also have a fuel efficiency one. And this is for overall, but I also inserted a slicer that applies to these two pivot tables. So if I wanted to see the RAV4, I could see just the data there. So that is how I use pivot tables. This page is how I used financing, and I used the names that I pulled from this sheet. So thank you.